The Holy Spirit graciously spoke to me one day, and it was actually a couple days ago. I was doing my son's hair and I was getting frustrated. I was getting discouraged. I am trying to learn new techniques when it comes to their hair. And so there was just a moment that I was having. And my husband noticed it, and he we were all in the living room, and he was like, "Hey, we're gonna stop and pray for mommy because I can tell, she is, wanting to do this, but she's feeling discouraged about it. So we're gonna pray for mommy." And so everybody got around me and prayed, but I will be completely honest with you and tell you that when he said that, I was going through so much of like frustration, and I guess you could even call it maybe a little bit of anger within myself because I wasn't doing something the way that I thought I should. And I just felt like I didn't really want to pray in that moment. And part of me wanted to tell him, like, I don't want to pray right now. Like, I thank you, but no thanks. Because that's how I was feeling emotionally, full transparency. But then I know that that would have been the wrong thing for me to do. Even though I'm feeling like I don't want to pray, that doesn't mean I shouldn't pray. And so, first of all, I want to even like acknowledge that my husband even recognized it. Having an accountability partner is so important, and having someone that you trust. For me and my husband, it's an incredible feeling when I don't feel like doing something like that, but he does for me, and vice versa, and the same with our children. And so I just wanted to talk about that today because I know I am not the only one that feels that way. That there are times when I know I need to pray and I just don't feel like it. And moral to the story of that particular story, by the end of Daddy's prayer, my husband's prayer, I was praying too. I had allowed my frustration to be taken over by God because we cast all of our cares to Him, right? And so I gave it to Him because of the prayer that my husband initiated and prayed over for me. And so that helped. So when you don't feel like praying, pray, because that is when you probably should be praying the most. The spiritual warfare is so real, and that was a spiritual warfare. That was a battle. My flesh wanted to get angry, to get upset, and I wanted it to really show. But instead, spiritually, I was able to understand the important thing and the right thing and the best thing to do in that moment was to pray. And not only am I thankful that I have a relationship with God, but I'm thankful that He's given me people like my husband in my life that can help me remember that I can pray, especially in times like that, because I don't want my emotions to take over and force any kind of situation. God is in control. And as a believer, I am aware of that, and I have understood that. And a part of surrendering my life to Him is understanding that I cannot control all situations, that God is in control of everything. And so through prayer has helped me to enjoy life better.